Hey, Jack Squad. How everybody doing? Hope all is well. And I hope you're making it happen for yourself. You got to make it happen for yourself. Listen. Make sure you like, share, comment, subscribe. And all of my social media stuff is down in the description box. Listen, I don't know why my t-shirt look like this. But anyway, hey y'all. I know it's been some days, right? Listen, I told y'all before, I'm busy and tired. Anyway, it's good to talk to you guys, right? Let me tell you something. Let me get right to it. I'm going to upload several videos today. Listen, let me talk about Brittney Griner. This has been on my mind all week. When she first was convicted, and they said it was like 9 years, and I think it's hard labor, and the jails are miserable and horrible, deplorable conditions. I said, oh my God, how horrible. Like, we as Americans have it real good compared to other countries in certain situations, right? And jail being one of them. Now, jail is jail. Jail is jail. You can't go nowhere. You can't do nothing. It's horrible food, I'm sure, and you got to stay in a cell, right? Okay. But this is even worse. Now, what I heard, and hopefully I can go live tonight with JoJo from Kokomo, and we're going to discuss it because he has his opinion and I have my opinion, right? But I was reading somewhere where it says that she cut her locks because when she would wash her hair, it would freeze. Now, how cold does it have to be that when you wash your hair, they freeze? Okay? Now, I thought that being in a Russian jail was a brutal punishment. Just brutal. And I thought 9 years was way too much to have had some cannabis oil. Ain't like she had a ton of weed or some pounds of weed. She had an oil. Now, I'm going to say this, and I've always thought this. I probably never said it out loud. I would never, ever take anything like that on a plane, let alone to another country. I just wouldn't. Whatever it is, we're going to buy it when we get there, if they got it. If they ain't got it, that means you ain't supposed to have it. Now, as a person that I'm assuming she travels, she's a WNBA player, seemed like she would have researched that. Just seemed to me. I ain't convicted. They already did that. She's released. I'm just saying. I would not have taken anything cannabis related anywhere with me. Period. Right? And maybe, she thought it was, I'm sure she thought it wasn't a big thing, but Russia? I wouldn't even go to Russia. I would not go to Russia. There's some countries I would not go to, and Russia's one of them. For what? And if I was an NBA player, and they're saying that she went because the money, I wrote it down in my note. The money is the pay disparity. The money is much different for a WNBA player than it is for an NBA player. And they don't put that much money into those franchises, or rather into the organization. And they don't have a lot of sponsors, so on and so forth. So there's a lot of money in the organization. So to sustain their lifestyle or just be regular or be normal, whatever it is they're trying to be. So some would just say sustain their lifestyle. They play in other countries, I guess, with other leagues or whatever they do, right? Now, I think also she was being condemned because of her sexuality, right? And her appearance. She appeared, I want to use the right word, but I don't know what the right word is. I'm going to say a little unfeminine. Here we go. Unfeminine, right? So a lot of times what people see is how they portray you, right? No matter who you is, whether it's civil, criminal, day-to-day life, how people see you is how they perceive you, right? So she goes to prison. And I think that just started not too long ago, a week or two ago. It wasn't long, right? And what I want to talk about is that they released her, and some people are upset that they released her. This is a black woman. This is a sister, right? I don't care who she has sex with, what religion she believes. She is one of us, right? And the mere fact that people are upset that she got out on a trade and who they traded her for. Now, I don't know nothing about that man. He was a sort of an arms dealer. He was selling secrets. He was a spy, whatever he was, right? They had to do something. Because when they convicted her, and I said, United States ain't getting her out. I said to myself, if it was LeBron James, if it was Kyrie, even anybody, they would have gotten them out. That was I always thought. Just never said it out loud, but that's what I always thought, right? So what we didn't know was that they were working behind the scenes and trying to cut a deal to get her home. They just didn't tell us, right? I was very, 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 very happy. I was elated. I don't know this woman. I ain't never heard of her until she got in trouble. I don't know nothing about WNBA except for back in the day, them girls, the tall girl, her brother was in sports. I can't think of her name right now. But I don't, I ain't know nothing about her. Didn't have no dog in the fight. The only thing I was concerned with, she was a black woman going to spend hard time in another country, a cold country, and they were going to mistreat her. She was going to be abused in some form or fashion. And she was going to do 9 years for that oil that she took over there. Something so much, to me, it was minute. You could have took, what I think would have been appropriate is if they said, you can't come back over here no more. You know what I'm saying? Or turn her over to the States and say, do what you need to do with her. Or give her a year if you just want to give her some time. 9 years? 9 years? So I'm thinking now, do they have crime in Russia? Because they give away harsh sentences, right? So at any rate, and Russia, let me tell y'all something. Russia does a lot of illegal stuff, right? Just on a basic level, they're bootleggers, okay? All them bootleg movies we see come from Russia. They are very enterprising folks on the illegal side, okay? So I was very heartbroken that they gave her that type of time, right? So when I see that she was released, I was elated. I was very happy. Don't know her, ain't never gonna see her. Don't know her from a can of paint. But I was very excited that she was getting released, right? And what I found weird was that people were upset, right? Listen, where is the humanity? Like, humanity has gone to the wayside. Nobody cares about people anymore. We just, whatever our agenda is, like, I don't know, it's because I'm an empath, but that bothered me that this young lady was going in another country, not a good country, and it's very, very cold over there. And when I saw that her locks froze, Jesus Christ, how cold. You know, when I wake up in the middle of the night, like here, it gets cold in the middle of the night, like 1, 2 o'clock, right? If I don't have my heat on, I wake up and it's cold. That's uncomfortable. So just think if it's frigid. It's frigid in Russia this time of year, especially, right? So I just thought, how awful, right? How awful. So we have to bring humanity back, right? And we have to be more softer, more empathetic to people's situations, right? She hadn't hurt nobody but herself. She ain't did nothing to you or you. She hurt herself. She made a mistake. Now that clearly was a mistake. I would call that more than a mistake than a crime. Now, yes, it was a crime, but that was a mistake, a dumb mistake, right? And I don't know if they have agents. I'm sure they got agents and managers and stuff, right? But somebody should have told her, hey, watch what you take over there, right? And so this should be a lesson learned for everyone. Like, I know people are going to, what countries are people going to? I'm like, wow. Like, you know, they open up Cuba. I wouldn't even go to Cuba. I'm not going nowhere where it's some type of conflict. It's been a conflict. They don't want you over there. I ain't going nowhere they don't want me. They don't want you over there. I ain't going to Mexico. I know everybody going to Mexico, Cabo, and all them other places. I ain't going over there. I ain't going. Too much stuff happened over there. Too much stuff happened over there these last few years. Too much stuff happened. No, I ain't going. Certain places I just ain't going, right? So, I'm glad that she's home. I'm glad that she's home. And she's going to listen. It's going to take a while for her to get herself together. That was a very traumatic experience. The fact that you're in another country, for one. The fact that they don't like Russia. And I'm sure, I'm just saying, because I don't know, Russia's probably not LGBTQ friendly. That's just what I'm saying, right? So, they may have been a little more harsher with her because of that, right? So I'm glad that she's home. I'm glad that experience is over for her. And I hope that's a cautionary tale for anybody else trying to get somewhere. To pay attention to what their laws are, what you can. Like, I don't even take, for me, when I get on a plane, I take liquid nothing, first of all. Yeah, I don't take anything, right? That's liquid. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, I don't, you have to be very careful. And just like going to Russia, I'm thinking, what were they paying? Because like I said, the NBA, the WNBA doesn't get the revenue that the NBA does. And most of us don't watch it, right? May hear about it, but we don't watch it. Like, I don't know anybody like, girl, I'm gonna hurry up and go home. Got to watch that WNBA game. I don't know anybody that watches it, right? So, I'm again happy, and we need to be more mindful of what someone is going through. We have to become humanitarians. Have some empathy for folks, right? And be grateful for folks. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm happy that she's home. I know she said, listen, the moment I heard it, I was at work and I heard it. One of my coworkers told me. We was on a break. He's a dum-dum, so I didn't believe him, right? But then I looked over there at him and he was reading something. I said, okay, I Googled it real quick. I said, oh my God, she is out. What you say? Praise God, right? So I can just imagine what she's feeling. There's a host of emotions. She's happy. She's sad. She's scared. She's, just going to jail normally, right? Prison normally. And you've been around a certain group of people and not free. It's a different feel when you get out, right? It's a different feel when you get out. You're somewhat scared of people. You don't want to be around crowds. It's a different kind of feeling, right? So I hope that she stays in for a while, get herself together, do a lot of self-care, self-reflection, let her family and friends love on her. She's going to need therapy, or to talk to someone, auntie, uncle, grandma, somebody besides her mate. She's going to need, I wonder if her girl hung around for her. But anyway, she's going to need solitude and love for a while, right? So I just wanted to talk about that because I was shocked. Like, people are upset that she's free, and who they swapped her with. They had to swap her. They had to do something. They had to, in my mind, like I said, I didn't even discuss this with people. But to leave her over there, I thought was horrible. To just leave her. And what we didn't know, or at least I didn't know, is that they was working on getting her released, right? So even though they say now it's a greater danger for Americans going to different countries because now they'll be held hostage for the same sort of thing. So they got her out. The world is constantly changing. And not always for the good. It's a lot of weird stuff going on. But again, I'm glad that she's out, y'all. And remember, we got to be more of a humanitarian, okay? I know what I'm saying is not popular. But I have a platform to speak my mind, and I'm going to do that because that weighed heavy on me, y'all. The fact that she went, I was so like, oh, you know what I mean? The fact that she got out, and then the fact that people were upset about who they swapped her with, like, all that was difficult to watch and read and listen to, right? So anyway, y'all, make sure you hit the like button. Make sure you comment and subscribe. Let me know your comments on on the whole Brittney Griner situation. Do you think the 9 years was too harsh? Do you think she shouldn't have never went over there to Russia? Would you go to Russia? That's what I want to know. Would you go to Russia, right? Are you upset about who they swapped her out with? Put all that in the comments. Let me know how you guys think, okay? So anyway, guys, have a great Sunday. Everybody be cool. Bye-bye.